of course, that we are all taking these issues very seriously.
But let's just touch on women in general. The theme is pressing for progress. The question the men or the people who want to join in, you know, helping us fight are asking, where are we progressing to? Where have we come from? What have we done to attempt to get to that progress?
Well, I think our history is a very long one. Some people usually, if you read most of our history, it is claimed that, of course, women were supposed to be in the kitchen and doing a lot of the domestic stuff and not supposed to be found in the public space. Well, I am not very sure when that history started, because when I look at our traditional setup, I don't think that was our traditional, those were our traditions. If you look at our traditional setups, women had quite a great influence in their community, but whatever happened, that came to be the situation.
And we
then
seem
we
to have
worked
adopted it as the norm.
But we worked. Then after that, we worked to change the situation. And today, we are happy that we can see women everywhere. Although there is still a lot more work to be done, for which reason women must press for progress by themselves. And then both women and men must press for progress in the family, in the workplace, and in the entire society, and the world. And the world will be better off for it.
Right. But, I mean, recently, because of this feminist agenda and people misunderstanding what it really means to be a feminist, would you say that people just don't understand the truth? They don't get what the fight is for, and that's why maybe we have, you know, it's taking us this long to even get where we are, because maybe the women themselves who are supposed to fight for it don't get the picture.
Yes, that likely is the reason. I think yes, there is that, and there is more.
Okay.
First of all, yes, you're right. A lot of people don't understand what feminism is about. Even for me, when I first heard it, I was like, okay, what was this about? When I heard a feminist, what I heard was somebody who was fighting men. So you would need to do some research to see that feminism is not about fighting men, but my understanding of feminism is about fighting for justice for both sexes in the society. Feminism may focus on women because it is women who had been treated unjustly by the society, for which reason we need to work to reverse the injustices that have happened so that we can attain equality or justice for both men and women. I don't think that there's anybody who would say that justice for anybody is wrong. For which reason, but I just think that probably the resistance comes from one misunderstanding and the normal thing. Anytime the status quo is being challenged, it's normal to have it raises questions. So I think it's a normal thing, but yes, we probably need a lot more education for people to understand exactly what feminism is about. Maybe when we use it, it should be defined so that people know exactly what is being talked about.
But I mean, this fight, is it a fight? Should it even have started off as such, or it should just be where men and women alike understand that there has been so much injustice, where even the men who are with the women desire so hardly to put their women on a particular pedestal and appreciate them enough so that it's not even a fight. I mean, when I give birth to a girl child, I know that she's not going to have any struggle. She's just going to walk through life as a man is walking through life now.
I think for now, it probably doesn't need to be a fight. But if you look at the way it started, I think it needed to be a fight because the society wasn't going to accept the dialogue in the first place because the dialogue was strange. So it took some amount of fighting for people to start to think about, oh, okay, then there's something that is being said, and for the dialogue to start. So you can understand for everything. Even freedom is not free
at all.
You always have to fight for freedom. So yes, you can understand the reason why the initial stages there was a fight. It was necessary. But now I believe we've made some progress. Where we are now, we should be able to dialogue. And I think we should dialogue more because like I said, we have sons and daughters. And I believe as parents, we want the best for all of our kids, both sons and daughters. If we approach it from that angle, we should be able to see, and I believe that the progress society has made so far, the context is there for people to see that we all gain. It's about society, it's about all of us, it's about the human race, and we are better off if we are able to use all of our resources. That includes men and women. And men and women should be free. There should be freedom of choice.
There should be.
We should all be free to rise to the highest of our potentials, to do exactly what we want to do and contribute to the society. So yes, it's time. We are having that dialogue. It might take different forms, but I believe this is the right time to continue the dialogue.
Very well. We'll do more of Women's Day here on TVV, but let's just touch on some newspaper headlines. We'll start off with Daily Graphic. It says, cancer equipment at Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Konfanochi Teaching Hospital, lies idle as parts have vanished. Also, Graphic engages experts on sanitation tomorrow. Then tax amnesty defaulters are to face the law. Then finally, ADB takeover is not approved. That's coming from the governor of the Bank of Ghana. These are the stories carried by Daily Graphic. Interesting. You know how cancer equipment at Kolebu will lie at Konfanochi, will lie idle just because some parts have vanished. And it brings the question, you know, are we serious about our health even in the country? For you to, put money aside to buy such an equipment to use for a specific project, and then now it's here, and you allow some parts to go away. And, you know, we'll talk about it and it will vanish. We all know this talk will also vanish like the parts have.
Exactly. I am reluctant to even say anything because it's not even just about our health. The question is, are we serious about anything important? Right. We seem to be serious about the non-important issues, but when it comes to the very important issues, there are questions. Yes, we play around it. How did the parts get vanished?
Yeah.
How, in the first place, how did the parts get vanished that nobody is doing anything about it? And equipment has to lie wasting away, only for us to come back and say we don't have equipment and we have to purchase again and we don't have the money.
Well, the same taxpayers' money.
Exactly. And the story just keeps running. I just pray for the day that we would start taking accountability seriously, so that we will understand that when we are talking about accountability, it's not just about the politicians. It's about the individual as well, each and every one of us, including our workplaces. This, I believe that if the Minister of Health is serious about it, something should happen. They should hold whoever is responsible for making sure that this equipment was put to good use. They should hold the person accountable. It is the only way, it is the only time that people will start taking things seriously. But if this just becomes a story, we discuss it, it goes away, of course, it's going to continue. So I'm hoping the Minister of Health at least will do something about it and then inform the general public that when this happened, this was what we did, we held somebody accountable. Everybody will sit up, I believe.
Clara, don't you think if a woman was in charge of this, it wouldn't go missing?
Maybe we should find out who is in charge first.
Certainly, we have to find out that. That's just pulling your leg.
Exactly.
But we're ranting as usual. We're stepping on the streets to find out what you think about International Women's Day. Do you think it's just talk or really women mean to press for progress? Let's see what you have to say.
This is what it feels like. Ghana joins the rest of the world to mark International Women's Day today with a global target to attain gender equality by 2030. Our efforts as a country, anything to write home about. And how well do women even know of this day? This is Daily Rant. Let's keep talking. Ada way no International Women's Day nunim.
Menim enye nanka menim. Ema ni bibia mu a o makan yase. Adwuma mu a o makan yase. Efi a o makan yase. O ma kan yase ma se yamoa. They say o money Ghana. And they say ne there obia press oba be ko school no so dachi ebedu be kwa na oba be president of Ghana ajima kwandu ba oba ye ma mo sole e ma sole eti ye fe ma bibia wo wa mo fe ma na ma so ye betimi aye
then am ehu ni say bia mo ba no ntimi handle njume bi say
ya na depend obi wa de omo kan say e ma ye hwe nkwala wo fie ye nye ya de entam waka enu ti na bia ye de ma obe ma de osole ya no adwale no ko na oba nso de be ye de ofiansa no be hwe ne ba obeduru no aye late enu ti na ma ne percent say no ye so ye ma ne ya say ya hye ye ho den ye be sole entam ne ya de entam na bibi ne ye timi akonkan
onim International Women's Day
iba cho nyam anka minim
day a ye da to say be celebrate mo mba no na nka mo ka say ye ka mo hye how
mo ka ye hye a kire say de ade obe ma betimi oba so betimi aye first pa na nka minim na nka ya wo bakra na ya so oba de ko school oba de oba ni ko so oba ko school se be ma ne ko school de se ni bia ba se mo bomode ya na mo de nyina ye ko school ne so de mo betimi aye so woni hwa so betimi aye se de obe ma betimi oba betimi aye mi se o ma maduma be maduma betimi aye
we sure we sure
pa
construction works aye no be
betimi aye pa ma fie wi mu fie wi de ko ya hye me dodo concrete ko ade so ma meso a de metimi bia me ye no me so me ye ya santo a ba ya santo a ori de ti ade akirama
Why you mad them pa? Said your buy us and twice, son, and
Kwame Nkrumah so ye bibi sa.
Kwame Nkrumah ya yes and twice ye. Kwame Nkrumah ya yes and twice ye. Oba besia. Okuta chuedi ba. Why are the papa ya beto history said that ho. Ti sa na ho makwan so ayenso ye man so no. Yenso betimi aye. Pepe mana ye pa.
Yes, mumba no mo na mo ye mo ho bunsam. Mo amusu mumba mo pese mo ma mo yonko ba na enko sa position no.
Oh boy, obi biara oba bi gina bia so baby. Don't be ha no ha kwan ba nso say. Na mama ni nim ni say. Oba wa model ko school aye aduma kuta paper say aduma we owura mu no. Oh boss ni say o mama mfa wa me ma won aduma no. Oba dada oba ya na say ode no ho ma no. Oba no so pe aduma no. Ti so ode no ho ma no. Na ofa na ansa na aduma no kwa waje no mu. Ti say mama kwan a ne ma ye no. Me ma ye no so ma ye so betimi aye.
Ohu ni say Debbie ba ye beka say mba ne mbema munya mu ye de mbebe ye the same level.
Ebeti mama kwan betimi aye. Mama wo ye ho kwan a level ne mu ya be pe. Aye kwan be bro mo so. Mama kwan be betimi aduma na abro mo so.
Ordinarily ni akobe unse bia oba na etonje ne ba mba ne complain say ya kan mo ahye. But say no who's Joe mejuma kwa kan.
O de bi minji o mejuma. Aduma de jene ton de nje oba aduma. Ko mema na di jene ne ba. Ti once mema di ba de mema na mo ton ko de bi o mo yi jene bi oba bi ani ho. Mema nko
Obe surprise say bia one day wa sorry na ehun say bia president ayoba.
de bi ento me mbasu wo Ghana.
Alentia
Ento me basu.
Mami fono mo hwo mo befu o.
Tambi o mo kase. O mo kase die be ma betima ye no. Oba betima ye. But do sometimes do baby a anibri aba no. Oba ntumi nra ho.
Ko Liberia, ko Germany. Baby na and even Brazil. No oba president.
Sena si no, si wo Liberia no. Sena si wo Liberia ma mema no. Omo create sa confusion. Intina eye ummo bro na krum for the vote ma oba no. Senje sadia. Oba ne de bi.
And the International Women's Day winning.
Pacho de benya TV3 anka minim.
Mommy winning International Women's Day.
Mate but minim say ene on the 80. Okay. Ma de aka ya she onima bebre mu. E wo office ejuma mu ni a. Ejuma ni be wo kopia boss ni make say o obefa wansa. Ansa na wanya ejuma no.
Na mu ni se mu kwa na mama na bad sa.
Oh, de benya na ma na ba ni sa. Se ejuma de wo kopia ejuma de a. Akwa se de nipa no beka na obedisu enti na ma na ba ni sa.
First na me say ye nyina ni say ma me ma na doctors. But say see am say ma ye improve ma bebre doctors me hu omo e wo kolebu young girls a omo so omo I strive hard say omo be enti me feel say the me ma betimi and ma betimi to some extent.
Okay.
Enye ni na.
Okay. There is this section of people mo say mo ban mo ko school dodo. Na mo be nya high position na mo be peti mo hu agu so.
Eno de ye no kre. Eye no kre che say no kre na ye che say at times no eye su. And kwada me ni obi e discuss say e wo school kom obi wo ha o ko school e oba bi wo ko school na ofo say o wo soro a no o say o ye no ho o tete no ho but me fo say enye
And Corey. I say babu no babu no aka say be ma na yetire e wo bibie mu nti oba de sa
Na kunedi no first lady Chief Justice oyoba ohun nti there na amaye obadwin say yes say ye mamba e manage those positions they be are
me manana kura do say me nyaka me bebe tese no daache Chief Justice so sa enti me fo say ye su a say so wo ba tan wo ba wo training no so wo odu stage bi obi wo ha wa ko school wo nim de but on che no minim bebre me to ade wo ha amanfo titiri beto ade utumi mu say dipa na o kasa no utumi say oye decent respect bi wo no obi so wo ha o hwe ni sika na ni sika wo utumi no kasa rofo
now ohun say there will come a day be mba ne mbema we all be on the same level ohun sir
eno de enye djuma emasa nyame amwo ne sa nti emma ne sa
that means mama complain then
ye be complain tete ye pese e kire mo say de mo be ye ne betimi aye na maka je say to some extent ye betimi aye ye ntumi nye say mo che say nyame amwo ne sa say what I say say see agra ma agra ye ba
the one say you are supporting one kai mu enya bu na mu yin nyina
there ma bi wo ho cross roba ti say ma hu say odi ni nam Bra George ni Prime Prince o si Bra George oba no mi yaga no pa o si sa na kosi ni la o si o mi to me say obeya amame bɛrima bi wɔ hɔ ho ɔba ɔsoro ɔba ɛte sɛ adwuma na nti yɛn ma no yɛbɛtumi ayɛ adwuma no fine kama why yɛbɛtumi ayɛ nti ɛyɛ mummoa yɛ na mumma yɛ adwuma no bi na yɛnyɛ wokɔ mɔkyerɛ kora mma atumi adware fu nti sɛ yɛ noa no bi na yɛyɛ no bɛrima bi wɔ hɔ kora ɔho fu kora ɔdwane nti yɛbɔ yɛ ho mmɔde nti ɛyɛ a mummoa yɛ why mamu fine hyɛ tokuro mu kora mumpie yɛ na yɛmpie.
Okay, ne kasa mumba no kwa mamu sa we sa high post now. Mu you too much. Obe pete mo ho egu yes too much.
Wow, bema ye too no choba. Oba de ye wa abada ye pa. But bema bi wo ho a e bia wo de wasam koto nanim a. How send obe shout to obe ye no. Wa ho e bia na oba na akipri. Wa ho nti wo so de wo de ko a na ye mo. What I say? But ye ma no ye wa abada ye. Okay,
only say Ghana ha e be do be e be ka say okay. Okay, Obani Bema, Munyambe the same level.
You bet to me at the same level. If you say, the Antia, Abia, Bibi Kakra, Bebemu say, Oba to me, share, Ninseng. And no pet, nay, a problem. Oba, and to me, share, Ninseng. Intipe, but Bibi, I bet to me, Boston Club, Oba bet to me, but yes, Royal Nufu, and Kaya Belmo Punch and Ibi. One night, I call your name, so your person, young baby.
Well, these are the concerns of some traders here at Makola in Accra. And for them, they think Ghana is lagging behind with regards to gender equality and women empowerment. And they need Ghana to step up its game. If you want to join this discussion, log on to our social media platforms. On Facebook as News on TV3 and on Twitter as News TV3. And you can also follow the hashtag TV3 NewDay. Thanks for watching and back to you in the studios.
He's videoed it. Yes, go and watch it. Into here then. So you are starting now? Yeah. Okay, so, okay.
It's not going to be sweet like that one now. What are we talking about today?
Okay, today I want to talk about the state of the economy. Yeah.
State of the economy. All right, peeps. So join him and I on this show, The Rant, A New Day.
Daily Rant.
Daily Rant. I got it right. Daily Rant, New Day.
Okay.
On TVC3.
Yeah, TV3.
Yeah. On TV3. You are not nice. On TV3. Join us on this show, Daily Rant, New Day on TV3.
Yeah.
We rock.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's still the International Women's Day edition here on New Day. But we're talking, let's go back to Daily Rant. But Akofa is in studio now. Akofa Ejani, she's a veteran actor, a proprietress of Fali's Hotspot, and a producer, right? Yes, I got all that right. Akofa, but you heard in the Daily Rant them talking about the women who go to seek for jobs and men asking for sexual favors before they're giving. This seems to be a real issue. But do you think that we women also have put ourselves in that position? Because maybe if we didn't succumb, then it wouldn't become a norm.
It's true to a large extent, but if all the women can say no, and then the men will have no choice than to just give you a job without asking for sexual favors. But there are those who can really walk away and say no, but other women give in. And so because some do give in, the men are taking advantage. But why do they give in? Because there are no jobs available readily. You come out of school, you stay in the house for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're frustrated, you need a job. You go to 6, 7 places, and they are asking the same thing. Some do it out of frustration and just like they're tired, they need a job. So it's not because they really want you. And so I think that the lawyer is here, maybe she could say something. If we have some laws, the sexual harassment in the workplaces has to be enforced so that this can be reported. And because it must stop. It has to stop.
It certainly has to stop. Clara?
Yes, definitely. It has to stop. And this always comes back to the point I say, as a society, how we take care of our vulnerable. The measure of any society lies in how you take care of your vulnerable. We cannot allow that to happen. The wrong thing is asking for sexual favors. So we cannot even put responsibility on the victims. It is our responsibility to ensure that anytime that happens, the perpetrator gets punished. And this, like Akofa was suggesting, would lie in implementing the right policies.
Right.
We have the laws in place, but workplace policy should also be consistent so that any time that there is any such request, the victim has an appropriate authority channel to make a report, and that when any time such a report is made, it is taken very seriously and it is investigated. We cannot keep saying that, okay, the women should walk away or they shouldn't walk away. What is wrong is asking for it. So what has to be stopped is the asking. That's where we have to work at. Because the truth about any society is that you're not always going to have everybody being able to do one or the other. So we have to stop the wrong thing.
Anyway, but as we also celebrate women on this special day, we celebrate Enyonam, because Enyonam has braced the odds against being a woman without arms. She can do everything by herself, and she is a teacher, and she's doing great wonders in her little corner. Let's see Enyonam.
It's 6 a.m. and Enyonam has already started her usual daily routine. She takes her 2 biological and 1 adopted son to school before heading straight to the market to buy food items needed for supper. She teaches children who are on admission at the National Catholic Health Service Orthopedic Training Center at Adredri, near Nsawam. She was reposted from the Adredri Catholic School, where she had been teaching for 17 years. This is her 6th month with these children, but she is already a source of inspiration to them. She teaches students patience in classes 1, 2, and 3. After giving up on her dream of becoming a lawyer due to certain challenges and factors, Enyonam is worried that the next generation of persons with disability will be more deprived. She laments how persons with disability are denied access to so many public places and the high level of insecurity they encounter.
Parents of these children, many a times, they don't see their future to be bright. So they don't make any attempt of taking them to school. But if the government or the society try as much as possible to do little to help all of us, it will go a long way to help those of us who are old and then the young ones that are coming.
She encourages persons with disability to dare to fulfill their dream.
To be a disabled is not easy, but we shouldn't just see the way we are and the way the society is not helping us. We should at least push ahead, and by all means, one day they will also make it.
Director of the facility, Sister Elizabeth Newman, believes Enyonam is a blessing sent from God. She recounts how accomplished Enyonam has become, having watched her grow up.
It has been quite interesting watching her grow up and watching her become a young woman, and now quite an accomplished woman. I'm very proud of her. I was very excited when the government sent Enyonam to our school as the headmistress. I think she is performing well, and I am not surprised. She has performed well in any particular job that she has been given.
This sign is what? What is the meaning of this sign? I said to you, wait, I said to you, okay, wait here. Aha, wait here. Where again? Huh? I know where again. Huh?
That is Enyonam there, and she is doing so marvelously well. We're so proud of you, Enyonam AEC. Continue doing what you're doing. But ladies, you've seen Enyonam, and yet there are people out there, let me mention, there are even men out there who are able, but they're begging. You see, that's the dynamic when it comes to women. I think women are versatile. A woman may not have anything, but she'll try and do as much with the little she has as against a man. I mean, and that's where the narrative flips. Because I remember Bright was giving even an example this morning of how you can give a woman just 2 CD and she can make a meal and there'll even be leftovers at home. So maybe we need to keep channeling this course. But Akofa, tell me your view on Enyonam and what she's doing.
I think that she's doing marvelously well. She's doing a yeoman's, you know, and kudos to her. I think that we need to help people in her state, all the people with disability, especially the women, you know, because it's Women's Day, so we are being women biased. Yeah. But then that's what we are talking about, pressing for progress in every area of our life, wherever we find ourselves, in whatever we are doing, without intimidation, without being suppressed, and do our work without fear, so that, you know, when a woman progresses, the society progresses, the nation is better for it.
Right. Clara, but finally, you know, the question I wanted to put out there was, people have the notion that women are our own enemies because, for example, in the workplaces, they don't see women leaders supporting the younger ones, and rather they're oppressive. Let's say a woman needs to go on maternity leave. She goes and she has a few issues and asks for even an extension, but the same woman boss will say, no, well, you knew you had a child, but you're here to work. What's your view on that?
Well, I really don't understand why we keep going back on whether women are their own enemies or not. The fact is that women, like they are human beings. It's a human race. Just like men, we operate in a system. Right. And so it is the systems that are put in place. If a woman boss is working in a certain system, of course, you expect her to comply with what the system has set up. You can't, if the same woman had gone against the system, there would be an issue. Exactly. So really, this isn't about whether women are their own enemies or not. This is about whether the systems we have put in place are such that they encourage women and men to achieve their potential. So I think we need to, I don't know why we keep going back to whether women are human beings, just like men are human beings. Now, and then also today is World, Ama and Akofa, today is World Kidney Day. It is. I'm sure we all know that the kidney is a very important human organ, and we also know there are serious issues about kidneys. There are kidney failure. I can even see here that kidney failure cases are on the increase. Ama, you are a doctor. Can you tell us what the kidney does?
The kidney is a very vital organ. I mean, basically what it does is to help us eliminate the toxic substances in our body. So it's like it takes away the waste material, technically. So it's the sanitation manager in our body. So if it's not working, you can imagine all the issues. But guys, we have a story for you to teach you and tell you a bit more about World Kidney Day.
Kidney was like a death sentence in the past, but infected persons can now live. They must ensure healthy lifestyle and consistent dialysis. To completely live one's full life, however, a kidney transplant is the solution. In the interim, dialysis prolongs the life of a patient. Thomas Khan, a journalist with TV3 in Cape Coast, has lived with kidney failure for the past 5 years. Khan's visit to the renal unit of the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital is regular. Dialysis sessions is what is saving him now. He weighs 71 kilograms and that is risky for his health. Maintaining a dry weight of 65 is key to improving his health. He has to shed some 5 kg of fluid, but his kidneys cannot do it. Therefore, he has to rely on dialysis. You are welcome to the renal unit at the Cape Coast Hospital, specifically the dialysis center, where a lot of people come here every day. For most people, it is virtually their home because they are here at least 3 times every week.
The dialysis would remove the excess weight, fluid as well as the toxins, you understand, and that's what this whole process is about. And so you can see that now if you look at Thomas's hand, you have these tubings that are connected to his hand. Now we have various access that we use for dialysis. We have the jugular vein access. If you go around, you see that some of our clients here have different access points. You know, some have it on the neck, some have it on the chest, some would also have it on their thigh, and Thomas here is having his on his hand. You understand? And so you can see the 2 tubings, they are colored. You understand? One is blue indicated and the other one is red. The blue one is the venous line and the red one is arterial line. We are using the red one to access blood from the patient, and the blue one is supposed to be returning the blood to the patient. With the help of this pump, you see blood is being accessed from the patient. You see blood, this is drawing, is helping, exerting negative pressure on the lines and helping to access blood from the patient all the way through this chamber to this small something we are seeing here. In fact, it's called the artificial kidney. It is called the dialyzer. Some would also want to call it the filter. Now, you can see that from the dialyzer, as it enters from the top here, it's coming out from the bottom. You understand? From the red point. Now, once it comes out from the bottom, it changes color into blue. You know, then you have the color codes blue from the down here. Now, that is the returning point. You see, now from there it returns through this chamber, the second chamber here, all the way through, and then you see that from here it comes out from this line and then returning back to the patient. Not only are we removing the fluid, but also the fluid also coming out with the toxins, urea, creatinine, potassium, phosphate, albumin, in fact glucose, and all other metabolic waste are all also coming out from there.
How dangerous is it if a patient cannot afford the 3 times required dialysis for the week?
So the health condition deteriorates. You understand? So the patient is not healthy at all because you have fluid deposit, you have fluid retaining in the system, you also have toxins also retaining, and you don't feel healthy. Now, apart from that, you see the kidney is also responsible for producing erythropoietin, you understand, which is responsible for the blood, red blood in our system. And so once the kidney fails, it's unable to produce enough of these erythropoietin, and thereby your blood level is almost all the time dropping, going down. You need to also find money to be on erythropoietin injection in order to keep your blood levels.
He has been going through the situation for 5 years. Thomas, at what point did you realize that you were suffering from a kidney failure?
The whole thing started like malaria sort of. So I fell sick and I was admitted at the hospital, and I was wondering what kind of malaria that they keep treating and it wasn't going. So I was in the hospital for an admission for about 2 months. So through the various tests, that's when later it was realized to be a kidney failure, and it wasn't easy for me to tell you because I went through a lot, and then since I've had crisis, like there are times I get so sick and I get admitted in the hospital. So it's been on and off, but thank God this is me trying to, fight the whole thing. Yeah.
So how far does your salary go in supporting this treatment? Because having to pay over 600 cedis every week, plus drugs and other injections and stuff. How are you coping?
You can guess that the salary can't do anything. If you ask me, it doesn't do anything, and it's been very tough, very tough. You know, especially when you think about how to fund it. There are times you are coming and you are owing, and you know, it's sort of a cash and carry system thing, and even the thought of owing, you're already owing, and you are going again to have another session. So the sort of the money that you need to fund it keeps piling up.
What's your worst fear? Do you ever go to bed fearing that at a point, at a day, you may not be able to afford it again, and that will be your last on earth?
Yeah, that's thoughts. You know, like I keep thinking, like myself and other patients, we keep thinking about that, because those who are helping now, they can't continuously do this, and sometimes we really think about it, and I am one of them. We really think about it, and also praying that I get a donor.
People like Paul constantly live in fear. Fear not because their kidneys are malfunctioning, but the fear that their very existence on earth is determined by how much they have. They have to sustain themselves daily by paying certain amount of money. But for how long would they continue paying their way through life?
That's where I'll ask for help. In fact, the state should do something about it, if not me, because a lot of people are dying out of these diseases, and it seems the health insurance doesn't cover, and you have to pay for it. If you don't have it, you are dying, and you will die. People that we started with, they are all gone. In fact, sometimes when you hear some of them, oh, this person is going to, what happened? He didn't get money, he didn't get money. It's just like that.
Treating kidney without support is a death sentence, but Khan is fortunate. His family and friends are around him.
The nature of this sickness and disease is that you need some huge financial standing before you'll be able to go through the kidney transplant. So we raised something, but it wasn't able to undertake the transplant. So those monies were used by Thomas Khan on the dialysis. And remember, the dialysis, you have to come, I think, thrice every week, and it's a huge thing. Imagine that if you're even a government worker and you're even paid like 3,000, 4,000. I mean, a whole month you would spend about 3,000 thereabouts. So you can imagine the huge financial constraints that, anyone who is really affected by this kind of disease would go through.
The cost of dialysis in Ghana is killing people battling the disease.
It is expensive because, most of the things we use are all from abroad. They are imported into the country. And the tax is not evaded yet. So they are still paying tax on these consumables, all of the things we use for them. What we prepare here is just the saline or the fluid that we use in priming our lines and all of that. But apart from that, most of them are all from abroad. And therefore, shipment and all others makes it a bit expensive.
Figures are staggering and many patients cannot pay. 75 people died at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital last year because they could not pay for dialysis.
At a point, you'd realize you can sell your whole mansion for the dialysis and still would have to continue. What happens after exhausting whatever you have? If I sell this whole building for my dialysis and I exhaust everything, at the end of the day, I am still a patient who needs to be cared for. So that is why we are seeking help from every individual, every Ghanaian, corporate institutions, whoever finds it important enough to support them. If we are paying, even as Ghanaians, if we are paying just about 5 cedis per month, every worker, even 1 cedi or 2 cedis, whatever you give us, we have a fund, we have an account. We can put this in. We have a National Kidney Foundation. The National Foundation manages only the transplants. But we want a regional, as a central region, a region on its own. What can we do for our patients?
To worsen matters, the National Health Insurance Scheme, though covers some medications for kidney treatment, a larger chunk has to be paid for by the patient.
You can't do any project because all your monies go into their drugs and this dialysis. You can't do anything. The little money you have, you must keep them alive. I was just telling my brother, they should thank their God. They should thank God that some of us, we are around just to support them. But there are people who don't have the means to do anything. And it means they are dying. A lot of people are dying because of financial constraint. That's why we are pleading. We are pleading to both individuals and the government to step in.
In some jurisdictions, the dialysis is fully catered for by central government. Health professionals are advocating removal of taxes on equipment and medical consumables used in the care of kidney patients to make treatment cheaper.
We are asking the government to at least help with the taxes, bring the cost down. Then again, the consumables, they should pay half the cost for us. We are asking that they support the patients by reducing the drugs, the cost of the EPO. At least if they would subsidize somehow so that they wouldn't have to pay that much for the EPO. It will also take them a long way. Then, at least education to the general public. The youth, I told you, our productive ages are those ones who are getting plagued these days. Every day we put in a central line for dialysis in this place.
Until the request of health professionals and the kidney patients are adhered to, the country would continue to lose more people through kidney diseases because of high cost of treatment.
Well, so I think that we are all going to do our best to take care of our kidneys. We'll go for